better than nothing. It's the first time I've driven the new Sportage, so kind of want to see how this lock-to-lock steering is. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing a 2023 Kia Sportage LX. This is basically the entry-level Sportage, so this is the most affordable version of the Sportage. It'll be a fun video. First and foremost though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Jerry Signer Kia here in South Salt Lake for giving me some time with this Sportage. Check out the inventory in the description down below, and then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into the review. So under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 2.5 liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 23 around town and then 28 on the highway, with power outputs being 187 horsepower and then 178 pound-feet of torque. I love how you have a little bit of carbon fiber there on the engine cover, and there you go. Now let's go to the front end of the Sportage. So you guys can see we've got the new style Kia logo there in the center. And then I love the metallic flake here on this white paint. Definitely makes it look a whole lot more premium. Now as for the hood itself, it's actually pretty simplistic. It's just basically flat. You do have some lines there on either side. And then coming down below, you can see the LED accent light here, definitely a cool aesthetic. And you can see the whole headlight cluster with the turn signal integrated into it. I think this looks a whole lot better compared to the previous version of the Sportage. Definitely like crazy futuristic out there, but I think it looks great. And then notice how it's kind of closed off here on the side. And then you have a pretty intricate design there for the rest of the grille. And you can see the trim there just up above. And then notice here how it's kind of like body painted, and then you've gotten more of the silver trim down below there. And there's the front end. Now coming on the side here, we've got two 35mm tires wrapped around 17-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you can see the design here on the wheels themselves. You've got the silver here on the top, and then notice how it's kind of blacked out behind that. So it makes the wheel look a whole lot lighter and more open than it actually is. And yeah, it's crazy design, but I think it works. Now coming here, you can see the suspension. Notice we've got the plastic fender flares, and that continues all along the side. You got more silver trim right there. Body colored mirrors. And if we take a few steps back, definitely like the side profile of the new Sportage. You've got that line that kind of goes across, and then there on the rear as well. Definitely kind of, I don't know, spruces things up a bit. Now here's our key fob. We've got the new Kia logo. Press this and that does the flip out key function. You can see we've got the lock, the unlock, and then this is for the alarm. And as for the hatch, it is hydraulic in operation. The button's just here on the side. So let's actually pop here in the back. Notice we do have the second row folded down. We've got a cargo cover here in the back, 12 volt as well. And then here with the wheel lock and everything, you can see the spare tire just underneath. The wheel lock's in the wrong place. But yeah, I mean, with the seats down and everything, you can see very spacious here in the back. And then you've got this nice handle which you can grab and throw, and then it shuts it. Now finishing things up here with the rear, you can see with the taillights themselves, really cool with the design. I'm actually gonna pop over here to the other side so you can see a little bit better here. I think it looks really good. And then notice we got our Sportage badge right here, and then notice the blacked out trim kind of connects the lights. Got the Kia logo here, and look at the coloration on it, definitely unique. And then you have the 4X because this one is all-wheel drive. And notice the trim there at the bottom kind of pops out quite a bit, but there you go. Now here's the door panel in the rear. Again, this is kind of like the entry-level package, so pretty base from a material standpoint, but you got the cool door handle. That's all that matters. And this trim looks great as well. And well, let's see if we can pick up. Oh, the seat's locked. You gotta do the latch. You can still do it with one hand though. That's pretty cool. So you just grab the latch and then boom, seat pops right up. Anyways, looking at the seat itself, so we've got these cloth seats. You can see the inserts here in the center portion of the seat, and then popping in the leg room, and I'm actually gonna recline this a little bit. Ooh, look at that. Wow. Definitely nice. You've got the vents right here, a little bit of storage space as well. Let's head to the front. Now here's the door panel at the front. You guys can see again with the material use, all of our window controls right here with the mirror adjustments, and then you can see the door handle right there. And here's a quick look at the mirrors themselves, and then one of the speakers for the sound system. And then here are the front seats again with the cloth trim you can see down below. The inserts, and the seats are manually adjustable. There's the pedal layout just down below, the hood latch release, and then also got our stability control up above. We got our parking brake, and then the steering wheel adjustment is also manual. And let's pop in. Ka-cha! Look at that. So here is our steering wheel, pretty base from a material standpoint. Got the Kia logo there on the center. You can see the trim all around. And then as we have our steering assistance here with the cruise control pages button. We have our windshield wiper stock, voice command controls, phone controls on the other side with our turn signal light stock. And, well, there's the steering wheel. Now here's the center gauge cluster. I think this looks fantastic, especially for, you know, kind of like an entry-level package. You got the pages button, which you can scroll through a few different menus, see different bits of info on the vehicle. Nothing too crazy happening with that, but we do have some different drive modes. So notice we have our Sport, which makes it red and aggressive, normal, smart, and then snow. But yeah, definitely a cool looking setup there on the center. Here's the infotainment system. First off, we pop it into reverse. We've got a backup camera with trajectory lines. They do turn with the steering wheel. And if we go to the rest of the infotainment system, first off, response time with these buttons is great. Now, this isn't the newest infotainment system that is in a Kia. However, it still, I think, looks great. It's pretty nicely integrated in the dash because it's like in the same cluster as the gauge cluster, just like the upgraded versions of the Sportage. So no complaints with that. Notice we got a quiet mode as well. And then I like they still have analog buttons on either side, so that not everything is buried in the touchscreen. Climate control just down below, and it's getting kind of toasty, so we're gonna pop into AC mode and right to the face, right? But yeah, pretty basic setup right there. And then you can see here with the USB, 12 volt, all that fun stuff, storage space as well. And here's a shifter for that 8-speed automatic transmission. You do have a manual shift function if you want to use that. Heated seats here for the front passengers. And then we've got our drive mode select here with our auto stop start, auto hold, hill descent control, parking sensor. This is the camera button, so you press this and it just pops the camera on. Pretty cool. And then this does have a locker, which is awesome. Kia puts it in every single vehicle. And wait for it, boom, boom. This has the most over-engineered cup holders ever in a car, but I absolutely love them. You can't even see this one because of the lighting. It's just like, look at that, just boom, boom. I don't know. It's like a fun party trick. So like whenever you have someone in your Sportage, you can just do that. They'll be like, wait, how does this cup holder work? And then yeah. Anyways, center console. And then notice the trim here on the dash. And I love the design here with the vent. See the glove box set up, and then popping up top, we have lighter colored headliner. Nothing too crazy happening with that. And then this does have a manual mirror dimmer. So here's our window sticker for this 2023 Sportage LX all-wheel drive. First off, you guys can see here, standard equipment basically comes with the car. So just freeze frame if you want to read through all that. And then here's the options this particular one has. So the thing I think is cool is the fact that the heated seats are actually standard on the LX package, which is, I don't know, I think it's great. Anyways, total MSRP, $29,765. And, well, we were going to take a normal test drive, but this car literally sold in between me starting the review and now, so we're going to do like a different sort of test drive. Let's get to it. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. There's your visibility of the hood, both of the mirrors, rest of the rear, and well, let's go on our little test drive of sorts. So again, like I said, this sold in between me getting the car and literally parking it for the review. These new Sportages sell pretty fast. So we're basically just taking this up to the front, but I guess we can at least get some solid like 1 minute's worth of driving impressions. It's better than nothing. It's the first time I've driven the new Sportage, so kind of want to see how this lock-to-lock steering is. That feels good. It actually feels pretty peppy for power outputs, just getting on it a little bit there. We're gonna take the long way here. They're probably like, what's he doing? Notice you can see where the power's going to, so I have that display up. So notice when I press on it, it's pretty evenly distributed, to be honest. Like it's doing a 50-50 split. Yeah, a little bit more to the front than the rear. So it's a little bit more front wheel biased, but it's pretty evenly distributed with that whole setup. We'll just make one more loop back here in the parking lot. Don't worry, we'll get it back. Steering feels really good. It's light. That's a plus. Yeah, so this is nice. Don't worry, we'll get a official test drive later, and maybe even with the turbo model, turbo hybrid too. You got that going. Yeah, so this feels, from what I can feel so far, very initial impressions, feels a little bit more refined than the previous Sportage. This feels more like, I can tell they've changed quite a bit to make this, yeah, for the few initial impressions, just feels a bit more refined. Feels decently peppy for the powertrain it has. But yeah, if you're not subscribed, subscribe, so then when I post a full driving impression review, you can see that. And that's all. That's gonna sum things up for our video on this 2023 Kia Sportage LX. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Jerry Signer Kia here in South Salt Lake for giving me some time with the Sportage. Check out the inventory in the description down below. I'll see all of you